Hello and welcome to the May 2024 PSV training. Today we'll be discussing the PCS Caregiver Guidebook. My name is Tyler Ambrose and I am the Peer Support Coordinator at CLF. If you ever need to get in contact with us, you can reach out to support@concussionfoundation.org. So what is the PCS Guidebook? The guidebook is a collection of information useful for patients and caregivers navigating PCS and concussions. The guidebook includes information on symptoms, treatments, providers, talking to your doctor, and other beneficial resources. Why is this guidebook useful? It possesses a large amount of knowledge that is relevant to both patients and caregivers. This guidebook is something that you can utilize in your connection. When it comes to having a partner who is a caregiver or patient, there are questions that might come up that can be answered by using the guidebook. Questions might be, what type of treatments or providers would be helpful for me or my loved one? Do you have any advice on how to talk to a doctor? Anything I should mention? Do you know which concussion clinic I should go to? Do you have any advice on how to choose one? Are there people who have fully recovered and are doing well? All of these questions can be answered by using the PCS Caregivers Guidebook. I'll take you on a brief walkthrough of the guidebook and highlight the key areas that would be beneficial for you to gather information from and why. Table of contents is great for understanding the structure of the guidebook. We start with understanding your loved one's condition, just understanding what a concussion is, what PPCS is, and what the symptoms are. It might help you to direct a partner to see something that's a little bit more visual so they can really understand in depth about what they're going through and how to communicate that to others. Next, we move on to building a foundation of medical support. That'll include figuring out what treatments are available, what providers are available, and what recommendations CLF thinks that is best for recovery. Evidence-based PPCS treatment practices means that these treatments are peer-reviewed by many professionals and have been studied extensively. The list contains what treatment types there are, the symptoms that are targeted, and the typical providers for those specific treatments. The list is about 2.5 pages, and then we move on to the types of providers. This list will give you the provider type, the function of that provider, and then any relevant specializations that provider might be able to help support someone with. This is also about 2.5 pages. And then when it comes to finding providers, CLF Helpline is fantastic for being able to give recommendations for support of providers in someone's area. So please always direct a partner to the CLF Helpline for providers. There's also extra information on how to choose a concussion clinic, a little bit more in-depth information here for those who do better with a little bit more visual reading rather than auditory. That might help you as well to just direct them to this site, this guidebook, so that they can have access to it. Questions on how to talk to your doctor, the severity when it happened, undiagnosed concussions, different things that can be very beneficial for a partner to understand. For those who are caregivers, and how to be an advocate and support someone with PPCS, this is a great page for someone to read through. It really gets an understanding of what's going on and kind of, prepare for setbacks, communication, and then, of course, self-care. This self-care is not just for caregivers, but for patients as well. All of these options are going to actively help in recovery process from a concussion or TBI. Creating a resource toolbox is great. It's just a bunch of information, a lot of what we provide to the partners before they come through, such as, some phone lines that they can call, the helpline, the peer support groups, and of course, the peer support connection program that you were all a part of. The conversation of academic accommodations can also delve into workplace accommodations for those who are really struggling in their workplace with their symptoms. So feel free to, open up that conversation. If you're having any difficulties with, understanding, Americans with Disabilities Act, and helping people in the workplace, please don't feel like you have to provide that knowledge, but do let them know that there are options. Additional support and resources, the CLF helpline is always a great option for someone to reach out to, especially direct your partners for providers, but also, recommendations on treatments, or other information on concussions. The Concussion Game Plan podcast, the PCS Recovery Corner, the videos and webinars, and the inspiring stories are all great to go through for information and hope in the recovery of a concussion. So please always feel free to direct a partner to these pages, just so that way they can have a great understanding of what they're going through and what options are available to them. So to find this guidebook, anyone can have access to it. It is on the CLF resources tab under PCS Caregiver Resources. People can sign up for this guidebook and access it at any time. We will keep updated copies on the PSV Hub at all times for you, so always feel free to go to there for a shortcut or reach out to me. And then we also have the PCS Caregiver Guidebook for Canada as well. There's small differences for numbers and different kinds of treatments and providers as well. So if you have any questions on those, please always feel free to reach out to support@concussionfoundation.org. Thank you for attending today's training and have a wonderful day.